specs, a really nice design, and all wrapped up into a product with a price range that won't make your eyes water. So without further ado, let's see what the Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 has to offer. We're going to do an unboxing and an overall first impressions review. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. Before we jump into the unboxing, I will be giving this little beauty away. So make sure you watch the whole video because I will be telling you how you can get your hands on this bad boy. Yeah, let's go. So on the box, we've got 18. I'm sorry, mate, I just punched him. I'm not really sure what that stands for. If you know, let me know in the comment section below. We're going to talk specs straight away. So we've got a dual rear camera, 48 megapixel and a 5 megapixel sensor. I'm really excited to test out that 48 megapixel sensor. Remember, sizes and everything, but sometimes it can help. And I'm just talking about cameras here. It's got the Qualcomm Snapdragon 660, so while it's not the 800 series, when I get to price, you'll understand why. And don't get me wrong, the Snapdragon 660 is still a very good SoC. It's just not the top tier, which you're going to pay more for. 4000 mAh battery capacity. This variant's got 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. There are different variants, and I will leave all of them listed and linked below. So let's do the unboxing and see what design we get with this. So this is long. Oh yeah, there we go. So inside we have our case and manuals, etc. Now the case is a silicon one. So inside, as you can see, is the phone. And Redmi by Xiaomi just there. And basically the Redmi line of phones is kind of a branch under the umbrella of Xiaomi that produce pretty decent products, but at not flagship prices. So Redmi phones are generally pretty popular when they come out, which is why potentially this has got so much heat. And I've had many requests to unbox it and review it. On the back, you can see the dual camera there and a bit of text here which says AI dual camera. Now the text on there, it does remind me of the Huawei and Honor phones. Maybe they're trying to get some of that business, certainly the Honor area of the market anyway. And everyone's favourite bit, beautiful. We'll jump back to the phone very shortly. We'll just see what else is in the box. And we have, of course, our Type-C charging cable there and our plug there as well. Onto the phone. Now, I have the black version here. It also comes in blue as well. And to be honest, my first impressions often of the Redmi phones are they feel certainly more mid-range to budget than premium and flagship. This, on the other hand, straight away, probably because it's metal and glass sandwiched, it makes it feel, to me anyway, a bit more premium. Some of you guys may not like it for the fact that it's got glass on the back and the fingerprint magnet argument that everyone comes out with, which I personally don't see it as a massive problem. It feels very nice in the hand. Now it does have slight rounding on the edges on front and back, but the middle bit is completely flat. Look at that for a manly mug. So we're just going to power it on. It is running, as you can see, with MIUI 10, which is the Xiaomi skin, and that is running over the top of Android 8.0. Little bit disappointing it's not Android 9. Again, maybe consider the price. I also have the Chinese and English ROM here. This version comes without the Google Play Store, for example, inbuilt, but you can download it yourself. I will leave that linked, or you can wait for a global version, which again, I will leave linked and listed below as and when it's available. I'm just setting up the fingerprint. Xiaomi traditionally do some of the fastest on the market. I don't think it's going to be quite as quick as the Xiaomi Mi Mix 3, for example, or the Xiaomi Mi 8, they're flagship phones, but I might be pleasantly surprised, so let's find out. Right, so it's off now, let's try it. You know what? It's a fraction slower than those two phones, but that, again for the price point, is incredibly impressive. You can also do full screen gestures if you so choose. The Xiaomi gestures I really do like. They're up there for me with the iPhone and the OnePlus gestures, which I think are slightly better than the native Android 9 gestures you find on the Google Pixel 3. Ow, broken watch. That is a Xiaomi watch, by the way, if you're interested. Lovely skeleton design. I've done a video on it already. Go and check it out. Gotta love another video plug, haven't you? So you'd swipe up from the middle to go home. You'd swipe up and pause to go to your recent apps. And you swipe either in from the left or in from the right to go back. Dead easy. Right, so getting your glimpse on that front straight away, we have the teardrop notch at the top. The chin and the bezels, I don't know why I was looking over there. That's not you're there. The chin and the bezels are slightly bigger than perhaps a more premium device. Having said that, I don't know about you, I think that's quite a nice form factor overall. If I got that for £250, I mean, can you really complain about the size of those bezels and the chin? I personally wouldn't. I think it looks and feels really pretty nice for that price. So that is MIUI, of course. MIUI 10 is getting certainly less clunky and closer to stock Android. But if it's not close enough, you can, of course, download a launcher, for example. So dead easy to customize the way you want this phone to look. Software-wise, obviously, you can't change how it looks. You can put a skin on it. This video is sponsored, but it's not sponsored by D-Brand. Maybe it should be. D-Brand, hit me up. You've got your volume rocker up and down on the right, your power button there as well underneath. You have your SIM slot there, which does contain a micro SD card slot, and that micro SD card slot is for up to 256 gigabytes. Now the actual display is a 6.3 inch full HD plus display, so it's 2340 by 1080 with a PPI density of 409. It does have Gorilla Glass, but it doesn't specify which. Bluetooth 5.0, a headphone jack, still there baby. I know the headphone jack is still so popular for a lot of you guys because we've just received leaks for the OnePlus 7, the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, and the Google Pixel 4, baby. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. So in terms of that camera, as you can see, as soon as you open up AI camera, the AI camera detects scenes automatically and optimizes your photos based on this info. Now, this isn't new. There are loads of phones that have been doing this over the last year or so, and I personally am not a massive fan. I think where I can, I turn it off, but it is improving, and eventually we will get to a point where I will use it regularly. So let's take a few snaps to see exactly what sort of performance we're going to be getting with that rear dual camera. Short video, we've got video, photo, portrait, square, panorama and pro as well. So if we just scroll back to portrait, we'll have a little go with that as well. You know what? Again, from first impressions, the camera looks pretty good. It seems to have slight issues with exposure, but nothing too significant. It also seems to have slight pulsing of focus. I'd want to keep an eye on that. Overall, I'm getting good photos, but over time, I want to make sure that I'm not having to work too hard to get those shots, and they kind of come fairly naturally. And that, for me, is one of the areas that separates the good cameras from the great cameras. The ability to take fantastic shots in a snapshot, in an instant. We live in a fast-paced world. We need it here and we need it now. Get that great shot, move on. Shut up. So far, first impressions, very solid, good camera, not great camera. As we're on cameras, let's chuck a selfie in. Straight away, I've noticed the classic Xiaomi Beautify. It basically automatically starts on 3 and, well, it smooths the face out, makes me look like I'm wearing makeup. No, believe it or not, I don't wear makeup. This is all natural. Right, Beautify off. Again, fairly similar to every Xiaomi smartphone that I get. The front-facing camera tends to be, again, pretty good, not the best. That generally seems to be the way of it. To be fair, again, for 250 quid, I can't really complain. It does have portrait mode on that front-facing camera as well, but in terms of edge detection, it's not far off. Overall, good job on the camera. And as we mentioned earlier about the Snapdragon 660, for the everyday user, unless you want to go pro mode, beast man, if you're very into your gaming on your smartphone or high intensive tasks, then that's what separates, for me, the sort of mid-range 600 series and the 800 series in the Snapdragon SoCs. Outside of that, unless you're doing like hardcore speed tests, for example, the everyday user for doing everyday tasks will really struggle to see a massive difference. I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. Why have I just kissed it? There are different variants, and I will leave all of them listed and linked below, where you will find it being retailed for just over $300 US. That's about £250. Right, so giveaway time. Who wants to get their hands on the Xiaomi Redmi Note 7? If you are one of those people, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of you, head over to my Instagram. I have all of the information on my post that I've done on this phone over there. It'll have a list of exactly what you need to do in order to enter. My Instagram handle is ASB_YT, which I should have. Can we get a little thing on the There's nobody there, I'm not talking to anybody. All the best of luck for the giveaway, and let me know in the comment section below what you think of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 7. Do you like it? Is it a phone you want to get your hands on? And of course, why? What things do you like about it? Also comment below if you want to see me do a more in-depth review after a week or a couple of weeks so that you get an idea of real everyday use. And of course, if you want to see that video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, you've turned on the notification bell so that when I post that video, you are notified. Like and share if you did enjoy it and think others might. I love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. Says BYT, peace out.